Hello everyone, welcome you all. Today we try to understand what is semiconductor diode. Herein we discuss semiconductor diode concept, PN junction construction, depletion region formation, diode in forward bias, diode in reverse bias, VI characteristics of a diode. Now starting with semiconductor diode concept. Semiconductor diode is a two terminal, one junction semiconductor device. One junction implies it is a PN junction. Two terminals of the PN junctions are anode and cathode. The junction is also called as depletion region. It exhibits a barrier potential. Typically this barrier potential goes to 0.3 volt for germanium and 0.7 volt for silicon. Now we see what is the major role of semiconductor diode. Here diode is used to allow the current to pass through only in one direction. Usually the direction of current in the diode is from P type of material to N type of material. Now we see how the construction is done for the diode. We can see here it is a P type of material, it is an N type of material. We will be sandwiching P and N type of material so that we will have two terminals. Towards P type of material, the terminal is called as anode, and towards N type of material, whatever the terminal is there, that is called as cathode. Now between them there is a depletion region. It is shown like this, and here we see like how exactly the diode looks like. It has a two terminals. Like the silver coating of the diode is called as cathode terminal. While we people are performing any experiments, so we will be considering silver coating over the diode cylindrical structure as a negative terminal or the cathode terminal, and other terminal is anode terminal. Usually all the diodes we name with one, okay, starting with one implies the first semiconductor device, and the symbol if we go for it is like this, okay. So this terminal is P terminal, and that's what we can say here. It is a anode, and this terminal is an N terminal, so we are calling it as a cathode. Fine. Now we will move on to how a PN junction diode is constructed. As we have already seen, it has a two terminals, right? P terminal and N terminal. Now we will take two terminals along with P type material and N type material. So after we sandwich them, so we are able to get a PN junction diode. So in this animation we can easily see that if I sandwich P type material and N type material, the electrons from the N type of material, when they interact with P type of material, they will diffuse into P type of material. Okay, after on this a PN junction is constructed. It's very simple. When we will sandwich, when we will take interface both P and N type of material, then the electrons from the N type of material diffuse into the P type of material. So with this a PN junction diode is constructed. Now we will see what happens if the electrons from the N type of material is diffused into P type of material. We can see here there are large number of free electrons are available. As per previous animation, we've seen that these electrons present, these free electron present here are recombining with the holes present here. Okay, whenever an electron is diffusing from N terminal of material to P type of material, it will leave with one positive ion at the N type of material. Okay, in the similar way we will get a layer of positive ions towards N type of material and layer of negative ions towards P type of material. We can observe that layer of N type of ions. Here layer of positive ions. Here it is layer of negative ions. And this sort of diffusion of electrons from N type of material to P type of material will continue until and unless this negative ions opposes the further flow or further diffusion of these electrons towards P type. It's very simple. Please try to understand. This diffusion of electrons to the P type of material will continue until and unless these electrons are opposed or repelled by the layer of negative ions created near the junctions. Till that, these electrons will try to diffuse into P type of material, and it may be a single layer of, it may create a single layer of positive and negative ions, or it may create a two layers of positive or negative ions. But after some duration, after some time, these electrons are not possible to diffuse through the junction, because this layer of negative ions will try to oppose the diffusion of electrons from N type of material to P type of material. So until that, the diffusion of electrons from N type of material to P type of material will happen, will take place. Okay, so this is a two-dimensional structure. What happens in a three-dimensional structure, we will see, don't worry. So here you can observe, these are positive ions, these are negative ions. These positive ions will be treating like a positive layer, and negative ion is treating like a negative layer, as a part of which there is a potential difference like this. So this potential difference, we feel like a small battery. Okay, that's what the battery terminals are shown here. Usually this will not be a two-dimensional structure, right? This diode is a three-dimensional structure. If we see that three-dimensional structure, it looks like this. Okay, so here you can see P type, this is a P type of material, this is N type of material, and there is a barrier potential existing between them, that is called as depletion layer. Now we will see what happens to diode in a forward bias. Okay, so what is forward bias? If we apply P type of diode to a P terminal of the battery and N type of diode to a N terminal of the battery, then diode goes to forward bias. But this is not a, this is simply a conventional diagram. But usually what happens in P, if the potential of P type of material is high compared to the potential of N type of material, then the diode goes to forward bias, and this difference between these two potential between P type and N type should be more than the depletion layer potential. Then the diode goes to forward bias, because whenever we are applying a AC signal, at that time this potential should be more than the negative potential, and that potential amount, how much it should be more, is it should be greater than the depletion region potential. Example, if we consider a silicon diode, at that time this terminal should be 0.7 volt more than the negative terminal potential. So then the diode goes to forward bias. So in the forward bias, what happens to the diode? So we will see here. In the forward bias, because of this positive terminal applied here, so these holes will try to repel towards N region, and these electrons will try to repel towards P region, as a part of which charges are crossing the junctions. Charges are crossing the junctions, and junction becomes very narrow, and as they cross the junction, charge will move from positive to negative polarities. Charge will move from positive to negative polarities, as a part of which, as a part of charges are crossing the junctions, what do we have? We will feel that the current is flowing from P type of material to N type of material. Why? Because the electrons are moving from N type of material to P type of material. The current direction is opposite to that of the flow of charges. When we come to diode in its reverse bias operation, we can see what happens to reverse bias operation. And before that, how do we connect the reverse bias for the diode? If we connect a P terminal of the P type of a material to the N terminal of the battery, and N type of material to the P terminal of the battery, then the diode goes to reverse bias. So this is a traditional definition of reverse bias condition. But usually what happens, if P type of material is connected with less potential to that of the N type of material, then the diode goes to reverse bias condition. And in the reverse bias condition, what happens? In the reverse bias condition, we see that this negative supply by the battery will attract the holes here, and the positive supply by the battery will attract the electrons here, so that the depletion region becomes very high. Depletion region becomes wider. As the depletion region becomes wider, charges from N terminal and P terminal, they will not, N type and P type material, they will not cross the junction because the junction is widened. So as a part of which there is no current flows in the reverse bias condition for the normal PN junction diode. Now coming to forward bias characteristics. What is characteristics? Characteristics is a plot of how the dependent variable varies with respect to independent variable. Usually in our circuit diagrams, in this diagram only you can see, whenever forward bias is applied, you see here P type of a material is connected to positive terminal of the battery, and N type of a material is connected to negative terminal of the battery, as a part of which the diode goes to forward bias. And you can observe here, battery is a independent variable here, and this current flowing is a dependent variable. If I plot a independent variable along with a dependent current, then that characteristics is called, as you see, this is a independent voltage what we are applying through this diode, this battery, and this axis is the current flowing through the diode. Okay, if we plot this, means independent voltage with respect to current flowing through the diode, then we could be able to get a diode characteristics. Now see here, if we apply 0.6 volt battery, then we will be getting 1 milliampere. So 1 milliampere, it will be around here, right? So it is animation where we will see, yes, whenever I apply 0.6 volt, I am getting 1 milliampere. Whenever I apply 1 volt, I will be getting 200 milliampere. So see here, this is 200 milliampere when I apply 1 volt. So this is how the diode characteristics for the forward bias condition. Okay. So what is characteristics? It's a plot of independent variable, that is voltage with respect to current. Okay. And you can observe here, I am varying the voltage and I am observing the current, and the same plot I am doing over the curve, and both the values, this voltage and current, are positive, as a part of which my characteristics comes in the first quadrant. Okay. See here, during the positive side, forward bias, the diode start conducting. Fine. Now we will see during reverse bias what happens. During reverse bias, what is reverse bias? If I apply P type of a material is connected to, see here, this is plus, means this is P type of material is connected to negative terminal of the battery, and N type of material is connected to positive terminal of the battery, as a part of which the diode goes to reverse bias, and the depletion region, you can observe, it is very, very wide. Okay. See, you minus 1 volt is applied, then what is the current? Minus 1 microampere. Minus 2 volt is applied, then what is the current? Once again, still it is minus 1 microampere. So that's what, both the values, applied voltage is also minus, and whatever the current flowing, that is also minus, as a part of which we will be getting a characteristics of reverse bias in the third quadrant. So whenever I apply minus 1 volt, my output, one second, I'll wait for minus 1 volt. See, whenever we apply minus 1 volt, my output voltage current is 1 microampere. Whenever I apply minus 2 volt, then also my output current is minus 1 microampere. As a part of which, during a reverse bias condition, my characteristics lies in the third quadrant, and also there is a constant, very small current, that is 1 microampere constant current is flowing in a reverse bias condition. And during forward bias, you might have observed that there is a drastic change in the current whenever we apply 0.6 volt and 1 volt. Fine. So as a part of which, if we see what will be the VI characteristics of a diode, okay. So here we will specifically see what will be VI characteristics of germanium and silicons, okay. Before that, we will try to find what will be the ideal characteristics of a diode. What will be the ideal characteristics of a diode? Yes. See, you can observe here. This is the ideal characteristics of diode. What does it implies? Whenever a amount of voltage applied across the diode is more than 0 volt, then diode should conduct. Whenever the amount of voltage applied across the diode is less than 0 volt, then diode should not conduct. Okay, means ideally diode should conduct at more than 0 volt across it, and diode should not conduct for less than 0 volt across it. So this is the curve for ideal diode. Okay, practically which is not possible. Okay, we will see what is the practical diode characteristics. As we have already discussed, practical diode characteristics are like this. Okay, here we see like for the germanium and silicon, all please observe here what will be the practical diode characteristics. See, for silicon the cut-in voltage is around 0.7 volt. For germanium the cut-in voltage is around 0.3 volt. You can observe here, this is the characteristics for germanium, this is the characteristics for silicon. Okay, and coming to reverse bias characteristics, so this is reverse saturation current for germanium, and this is the reverse saturation current for silicon. Silicon reverse characteristic current is very less, okay, and germanium reverse saturation current is very high. So from this also it is very interesting, like why we prefer silicon diode compared to germanium diode. So cut-in voltage is very high, but you can see here the reverse saturation current for silicon is very less, which implies like it feels like the diode is off during the reverse bias condition. During forward bias condition, the diode is on after 0.7 volt. So this 0.3 volt, many people may say that 0.3 volt is good for diode to be considered for germanium rather than silicon, but other advantages of silicons are also there. We will cover that why we prefer the silicon diode over germanium diode in another one video, no issue. So but as per the reverse bias characteristics concerned, the reverse saturation current for the silicon is very less. So this is a very good advantage, like in the reverse bias diode is near about off. So that is the advantage, like why we people are going for silicon diode rather than germanium diode. So major advantage here what we are getting, temperature, dynamic range of the temperature for silicon is very good. Okay, that is an important concern we can have. So after this I would like to wind up for today, and I would like to conclude today's topic. Like we covered today what is semiconductor diode, what is its semiconductor diode construction, how the PN junction depletion region is formed, how does the diode behaves in a forward bias condition, how does the diode behaves in a reverse bias condition, and how to make forward bias condition, how to make reverse bias condition traditional way, and whenever we apply the AC signal, how to decide whether the diode in forward bias and reverse bias, that condition also we have seen. And after that, what is VI characteristics, and separately we have seen for forward bias VI characteristics, reverse bias VI characteristics. After that we have seen a VI characteristics for both silicon and germanium at a time. Even we have gone through ideal diode VI characteristics. So with this I would like to conclude for today. So we will see other topics of diode in near future. Thank you for your patience listening. We will have a further discussion in next video. Have a nice day. Thank you.